This is teleportation, but they are cursed. Curse number 1. You can teleport, but only your body. Teleportation, the absolute gold standard of powers. No more traffic, no more airport security, no more walking. You're sitting on your couch, you think about a sandwich, and bam, you're in the kitchen. Except for the fact that you're naked. Because for whatever reason, the universe decided that your clothes are an accessory and not part of your biological signature. Your shoes? Left behind. Your cool, I am a superhero cape? Not coming. Even your socks, which were technically touching your skin? Goner. Every time you move, you arrive at your destination exactly how you arrived in this world. Loud, confused, and completely naked. Imagine being a superhero with this. There's a bank robbery. The police are helpless. The citizens are screaming for a savior. You teleport into the center of the room to deliver your heroic catchphrase. Freeze, evildoers! And then everyone just stares. Not because they're afraid of justice, but because a grown adult just materialized on the marble floor wearing nothing but their own skin and a very panicked expression. One of the robbers actually asks if you need a towel. You don't need a towel, you need their compliance. But then you get an idea, a high-risk, high-reward idea. You think, fine, I'm naked, but I'll be rich. You spend months planning a heist at a high-security bank in America. You bypass the lasers. You're in the vault. There it is, $100 million in cold, hard cash. You grab the bags. You feel the weight of your new life. You close your eyes. You think of your living room, and you teleport. You arrive home. You're standing in your living room. You look down at your hands. They are empty. Because paper isn't skin. The money didn't teleport. It's still sitting on the vault floor in America, and now the security cameras just have footage of a very determined, very naked person appearing and disappearing for no reason. You're going to go sit in your room and wear 4 pairs of pants just to feel safe again. Curse number 2. You can teleport, but every time you arrive, you make a very loud sound. Teleportation, still the absolute gold standard of powers. No more traffic, no more long-haul flights, just pure instantaneous travel. You want to see the Eiffel Tower? Blink, you're there. You want a midnight snack without the effort of walking down the stairs? Blink, you're standing right in front of the fridge. Except, every time you appear, you sound like a jet engine exploding in a small room. It's not a cute little pop like you see in the movies. It's a localized sonic boom. It's a physical manifestation of the universe being personally offended that you just broke the speed of light. Imagine you're hungry at 3 a.m. You're trying to be a good roommate, right? You don't want to wake anyone up. You teleport from your bed to the kitchen floor. Every window in the house is gone. Your roommate is on the floor crying. Your mom is calling 911 because she thinks a meteor just hit the stove. And you're just standing there in the dark holding a single piece of string cheese. And don't even try to be a hero. You think you're a ninja? You think you're going to sneak up on the big bad villain in his secret lair? You teleport into the shadows behind him to deliver the finishing blow. Now every guard in the building is looking at your corner. The villain isn't even scared, he's just confused. He's asking why the shadows are screaming at him. You try to teleport away to regroup. Bam, you're on the roof. Bam, you're in the parking lot. You're not a legendary hero. You're just a human firework that people want to throw rocks at. You can't even ghost a party. You're bored, you're socially exhausted, you just want to go home and teleport into your bed. Kaboom! Everyone back at the party knows exactly when you left because they heard the sound of a mountain collapsing from 3 blocks away. Your phone starts blowing up immediately. Hey, did your house explode? No, I just wanted to sleep. Leave me alone. You're stuck in an infinite loop of noise complaints and permanent hearing loss. This isn't a superpower. This is just an aura farm walking out outro music. Curse number 3. You can teleport, but it's always the wrong altitude. Teleportation, the absolute gold standard of powers. You're sitting in your room, you think about a burger, and bam, you're at the burger place. Except for the fact that you're 20 feet in the air. Because the universe decided that your horizontal coordinates are perfect, but your verticality is experimental. You don't arrive at the destination, you arrive near it, specifically somewhere between atmospheric entry and subterranean dweller. Imagine trying to be a superhero with this. There's a cat stuck in a tree, that little girl is crying, you decide to be the hero. You visualize the branch, you close your eyes, and you teleport. I've got you, Mr. Mittens. And then you realize you arrived 10 feet above the tree. Now you're just a person falling through branches, hitting every single one on the way down, while the cat watches you with pure feline judgment. You didn't save the cat, you just gave it a front row seat to a slapstick tragedy. So then you try to be a villain. You think, fine, I'll rob a high-security bank in America. You spend months planning. You bypass the lasers. You visualize the inside of the vault. Yes, come to Papa! But you arrive 6 inches too low. Your feet are now literally fused into the concrete floor. You aren't a master thief, you're a permanent architectural feature. The guards don't even arrest you, they just put a wet floor sign on your head and use you as a coat rack. You're stuck in an infinite loop of broken ankles and ceiling repairs. This isn't a superpower, this is just a very efficient way to get banned from every target in the tri-state area. Curse number 4. You can teleport, but it only activates when your emotions are triggered. Teleportation. You want to see the Great Wall of China? You think about it and you're there, except you don't get to choose the destination or the timing. Because the universe decided that your prefrontal cortex is a bad pilot and has handed the controls over to your feelings. Your amygdala is now the captain of the ship, and let's be honest, that guy is unstable. Imagine you're on a first date. You're trying to be cool, you're trying to be suave, you're eating a very expensive pasta. Your date tells a joke that is actually funny, and you feel that little spark of genuine joy. Bam! You're gone. You've teleported to the middle of a puppy cafe in Japan because your brain associated happy with dogs. Your date is left staring at a floating fork and a plate of carbonara, and you're 5,000 miles away trying to explain to a golden retriever why you're crying in a restaurant. And don't even think about trying to be a hero. You see a crime in progress. You see a villain trying to take over the city. You feel that surge of heroic justice. You close your eyes. You're ready to teleport behind him and save the day. Freeze, evil do. But then you see his laser cannon, and you feel fear. Bam! You're back in your bed, under the covers, clutching a stuffed animal. You didn't save the city, you just played a high-stakes game of peekaboo with a biological weapon. You aren't a legendary hero, you're a tactical coward who teleports every time a car backfires. What about the small stuff? You're watching a sad movie, a dog dies, you feel a pang of sorrow. Bam! You're in a pet cemetery. You're frustrated because you dropped your phone? Bam! You're in the middle of a rage room in Ohio. You're startled by a toaster? Bam! You're on the roof of the Burj Khalifa because up is where your brain thinks safe is. You can't even finish a Netflix show without ending up in 4 different time zones. You're stuck in an infinite loop of emotional instability and unexpected international travel. This isn't a superpower. You're going to go sit in your room and you're going to stare at a wall to practice being a statue. Curse number 5. You can teleport, but it's not instant. The waiting time is the exact duration your crush takes to text you back. You know the drill by now. No traffic, no walking, no carbon footprint. You're sitting at your desk, you think about the beach, and poof, you're there. Except you aren't. You're still at your desk. You're just buffering. Because it is decided to sync your molecular displacement with the absolute worst metric in human history, your love life. If you're crushing on a fast replier, you're a god. You're flickering across the globe like a glitchy video game character. But let's be real, guys. We're watching a video about cursed superpowers. Your crush doesn't reply in seconds. Your crush is a socially overwhelmed artist who forgets their phone exists for 3 to 5 business days. Imagine the logistics. You're in a high-security bank in America. You've bypassed the lasers. You've reached the vault. The alarms start blaring. You close your eyes, you visualize your escape, and you hit the teleport button. See you later, coppers. And then you just stay there. You're standing in the middle of a high-security vault, holding 2 bags of money, and you're just waiting. You check your phone. Delivered, 2:14 p.m. The guards walk in. They're pointing guns at you. You tell them, don't move. I'm teleporting any second now. 5 minutes go by. 10 minutes go by. You and the guards start making small talk. You're showing them pictures of the girl you're texting. They're giving you dating advice. She's just not that into you, Steve. Surrender the money. She's just busy, Greg. She has a hobby.
You get arrested. You're in the back of the police car. You're being processed at the station. You're literally getting your mugshot taken. The flash goes off and bam, you suddenly appear in your living room because she finally sent a text that says LOL. You're still in handcuffs. You're still a criminal, but hey, at least you're home, right? You can't even use this power to save a cat in a tree. By the time your crush texts with a K, that cat has lived a full life, passed away of old age, and been replaced by a much meaner cat. You arrive on the branch, and the new cat just bites you. This isn't a superpower, this is torture and a constant reminder that you're going to be single for life.